Hey everybody, Kevin Collins, Greenwood Management. This is part one of our series of just trying to help others or help you leave poverty. I'll give you all a little background on me. I've been in this poverty realm. Lost my home back in the early, was it 2015, 2016, sometime around there. Became homeless, my wife and my child, my daughters. We had to actually struggle for a minute, but in this time period, I learned a lot. I reached out to a lot of resources and got in touch with a lot of organizations. And actually, what I began to do is I stopped hanging around certain people, and I started getting around people who are whole lot smarter than me, so that way I can start seeing what I'm not seeing and looking at things that are more progressive than digressive. Now it gives me the little bit of what I want to share with you all on experiences that I had over time because it took a lot, man. It was hard and it was tough to get out of the situation I was in. Being a father, my pride was kicked in. As a man, I'm supposed to be taking care of my family. And as I'm sitting here with my wife and my two daughters looking at me, trying to figure out, what's our next step. So I took some serious, serious steps. And yes, I fell. I fell hard on my face. But today I'm a homeowner and I'm living in a very comfortable life. And all I'm doing now is trying to excel a little bit higher. Pretty soon I'll be at a seven figure. But at this time, I ain't there yet. But I ain't impoverished anymore. And I want to give you all and share with you all some of the resources or some of the things that I did that are proven and I know can happen to get you out of poverty. Everybody, the first thing you want to do is you want to increase your income. Now I know some of y'all, hey, I can be talking to somebody right now that's getting government assistance. I can be talking to somebody who don't even have any income. I can have talking to somebody working at McDonald's right now. I don't know who's listening to this, but I do know one thing. If you're listening to this, you're looking for a way out. And one way that you can do it is increasing your income. But you say, Kevin, man, what can I do to actually increase my income? Well, the first thing you want to do is improve your career. I'm gonna be honest with you. Working at McDonald's, you can improve that career, and you can use those skills for something else. But what you have to do is apply those skills. You know how to use money. You know how to organize. You know how to deal with customers. And trust me, customer service is the number one skill that a lot of people do not have. And customer service can get you anywhere. But all you want to do is just learn how to improve those skills. One thing you can do is locate an educational assistance. If you're low income, there's a lot of programs out there that can help you when it comes to increasing your education. You can go to these community colleges. You can take small classes. It's not the fact of getting no degree. All you want is skills. Skills to improve your skill set. If you want to go look for another job, you can always go look for another job. But with skills, you can also open up a business. And trust and believe, you only become wealthy off of the money that you bring in and all of the hard work that you put in. If you depend on somebody else to give you a salary, they're gonna give you what they think you worth. And trust me, you're worth more than what a salary gives you. So find somewhere that you can enhance your skills and make sure that it's something that you love doing. And increase the skill sets and stuff that you like doing so that way you'll enjoy what you're doing. Search for a higher paying position if you want to stay in a job. And it doesn't have to be a job. A higher paying position can be a manager. A higher paying position can become an entrepreneur. A higher paying position can actually be a business owner. Your goal is to try and get out of the situation you're in now and move up to where you can be in a more productive position. Now your career. Find associations that are involve your career. I mean, you can get into associations like if you're in social workers have their own association. If you're in construction, construction has associations. If you're in business, you go on Facebook and find a lot of associations. You can find a lot of groups that deal with what you're interested in. Just find associations and groups that complement the profession that you want to pursue or the profession that you're in. That way you can actually network and you begin to meet other people and find other avenues that are out there that you never knew about. It's all about networking and discovery and all about improving oneself. Learn more about the industry that you're in. That's very important. Because a lot of times you may be in an industry that you don't have nothing to do, you really don't want to be in. And then you start finding out that there's no future in the industry that you're in because of the skills that you have and the dreams or the goals or the passion that you have. So if you research these industries, you'll begin to start finding out the industries that fit your passion and your skill set, and then you can see where you're going to thrive at. But in order to really, really, really get your income to increase, is to invest. You work hard for your money. That's where your career part comes in. But that's not what you want to do for the rest of your life. I made the mistake of being a mechanic. I was a mechanic. And I was a mechanic for a long time, and then I got into the aerospace industry. And once I got into the aerospace industry, I damaged my hand. Well, I killed everything that I could do because I've always worked with my hand. Now I had to figure out what else was I going to do with my time to make money. And what skills could I use besides my hand? I was shut. But I did have investments. Small investments, but enough investments that actually can carry me over. So when you start looking at where your money's going to go, you need to figure out where it's going to go to give you a guaranteed return on your investment. Yes, a lot of people say you go into savings accounts. That's a good place to let your money sit. But when you start talking about different things that can actually make you money, you want something that's going to give you somewhere between at least over 5% interest. You can go anywhere between 10 to 12 interest. But you really want to find something that's going to be able to give you a return on your investment. So annuities is something a lot of people don't even know about. And they work very well. Jump into an annuity, you can have immediate annuities or deferred annuities. I really don't want to get too technical and I don't want to get too complicated with it. It's more of your research and find out the different things that we talk about. But mutual funds, savings bonds, hey, bonds, you're pretty much investing in something. That's going to keep you where your money is going to be gaining some type of interest and you ain't got to work for it. Purchase a life insurance policy with a cash value. Always purchase a life insurance policy with cash value. Over time, when you're paying that policy's premium, the cash value goes up. And believe it or not, instead of having to go to the bank, you now have your own money that you've actually invested in that you can borrow against in the time of need. So just don't think of life insurance as something that's saying it's going to pay benefits when you die. When you have life insurance policies with cash values, there are a lot of riders that you can use, and there are a lot of things that you can actually have with especially if you go with the right insurance companies. There are a lot of programs, there's a lot of policies that they have that actually have cash value that you can borrow against. And later on, you can possibly get to the point where you can even buy you a home. It just depends on how you do it and what you do. And most of all, yes, you want to have a savings account. You need somewhere to hold your money. Don't do like we did back in the old days. Like I found out with my grandparents, they had money in the mattress. When the house catches fire, your money gone. At least when you put your money in a savings account, it's safe. And it's guaranteed up to $500,000, the FDIC insured. And you can hold that money in there, and you can actually use it as collateral to say, I want to buy something. Just don't always exclude savings accounts. They're good for something. Just try and figure out various ways that you can just invest your money and make your money work for you. Now, with your tax returns, a lot of us like to take our tax returns and just blow it. Well, you know what? When you take your tax returns and blow it, that's money you have nothing to show for. Yeah, you might have went to Vegas and had a good time, or you might have went over and bought you a new purse or something. But you know what? The time you can actually spend on saving the money for a vacation and budgeting yourself will outweigh you throwing that tax money away. You bring that tax return money back and invest that money. Later on, you'll start seeing that money grow. It's all about making your money grow. We got to get our minds out of this poverty set and start getting into a prosperous set. You ask yourself, and a lot of y'all saying, I got children. Hey, I've had children before too. Or I got children now. I'm a father of 6. So I understand how it is to have children. They always want something. They always need something. And they are, you know what, a fun part of your life. So you want to do things that you're going to be able to enjoy right now with your children. And don't think just because you have children, you can't make it. You can make it. And you can make it very, very well. But it's all about your mindset. It's all about your ambition. It's all about what you want to get done. You can achieve success, but it's all about the efforts you put into it. Not me, not the person next to you, not your mama, not your daddy. It's you. You have to put that effort in. And what you got to remember is this life right now is made to be enjoyed. You only get one of them. So all the stress and the strive that you're going through right now, let that sugar, honey, iced tea go. And start focusing on making your life enjoyable. Get rid of all the negatives. You can't get rid of your kids. Sorry. If they're there with you and they're underage, you got to deal with them. You got to love them. And you got to be compassionate about these little people because they need your love. But you want to do something to make it where you enjoy your life right now because you only have one of them. Protection is a must, though. You know, and I talked about insurance earlier. You know, a lot of people say bad things about insurance, but you know what? Those people who talk bad about insurance possibly don't have anything to cover themselves in the case of an emergency. You have auto insurance, you have life insurance, you have home insurance. All those insurances are just for the uncertainties. It's to protect you. If you get sick and you don't have any health insurance, you got to go to one of these county places and they might shoot you with something, or you might go in there for you have a heart problem, you come out and your leg amputated. You never know. You want to get a good health insurance. You want to get good insurance, so that way you're protected. But the one most important thing is that with these children, you want to understand that you are the inspiration to them. If they see you grow, they're gonna grow. And then if they see you come out of this situation, they actually have something to stand on. You've given these children a foundation to where they know they can grow. So what do you need to do right now? Here's the first thing you need to do. Write down your goals. Yeah, I know a lot of people will say, hey man, write down your bills, do this. Life is only one time. You get all kind of weird stuff come out of people's mouths. Out of this person's mouth, you're going to get is write down your life goals. What do you want to do? Some people call it your bucket list. What do you want to do? You want to own a home in the next 5 years. You want that brand new Bentley that you've seen somebody driving around in. Hey, I'm not a woman, but she may want that bag. And hey, some guys like them big old bags too. I don't know what you want, but whatever it is, that's the goals. Those are the dreams that you have. Set your dreams high. There's an old saying, if you shoot for the stars, if you land on the moon, you're going to be happy. At least you made it off of this planet and you've gotten somewhere else. Look for things that you enjoy. Don't talk to nobody else about it. You look at what you want. Write down what income you want to have in the next 5 years. This is important because what it does is it gives you a goal to get towards. And you want to be able to look at this and say, hey, this is what I'm striving for. And you start making steps to get there. Take steps. You can't just jump up there. It's going to take steps. Remember, you get out of the situation. It's very important. Remember, you're going to get out of the situation. The only way you're going to stay in the situation is if you let yourself stay there. Don't look for nobody else to help you out. Just look for assistance. Nobody's going to reach their hand out there and help you, but what they will do is throw a rope and let you climb yourself out. Become focused on the things that you want to make enjoyable in your life. Very focused. If you keep happy and you look focused and staying happy, all these other obstacles and all these other things that's going on in your life are just there. The happiness is within you. It sets within you. Number 5 is something that I had to stutter. If you heard me stutter right now, because if you associate around broke people, you're going to be broke. If you associate yourself with negative people, you're always going to have negativity. If you associate yourself with a-holes, then you're going to be an a-hole yourself. Associate yourself with people who are smarter than you. Mark Cuban, all the wealthy people say it all the time. Henry Ford said it. Mark Cuban says it. If you listen to most of the wealthiest people in the world, they'll tell you, I surrounded myself with people who were smarter than me. And believe it or not, when you do that, you may be just as smart as them, but in something else. And you all begin to complement each other. When you take advice from other people, number 6, hey, people are always going to give you something that they think you need to hear. Well, look at a perspective of where it's coming from. If you're going into business and you tell somebody about your product and they give you a negative opinion about the product, you just got a consumer's opinion on your product. If they give you something positive, then it could be a consumer's opinion on a positive level. No matter what someone gives to you, take it and use it. Take your emotions out the way and use what these people give to you as stepping stones to success. The most important piece of all this when you start doing all these things is take control of your life. This is your life. This ain't your kid's life. This ain't your husband's life. This ain't your wife's life. This is your life. Take control of it. It's very important. Some of the things that I found that I started doing was handling my emotions. First thing I did was I did not allow what someone said to me to be what I think. Let me say that a different way. What someone says to you is not always what it means. You got to stop taking these things personal. Someone says something to you, take it for what it's worth, a statement. It's not nothing that you're going to eat up, not nothing you're going to absorb. It's a statement. If somebody say you ugly, they might not be talking about your face. They might be talking about the attitude that you have. Or they might be talking about the hairstyle you got. Just saying. But what you need to do is don't let these emotions harm you. They're just statements. What you say to yourself is what you make possible. If you say you can't do it, you can't do it. You make the statements that make you fail. No one fails for you. You fail yourself. So stop looking at everybody else saying, you're the reason why I failed. You're the reason why I failed. No, always remember, I'm the reason why I failed. Because it's the actions that you take, and it's the actions that you do that actually will make you fail or succeed. A saying my dad always told me, a man who never fails, I'm losing it right now. A man who never makes a mistake will never prosper. It is he who learns from his mistakes. You gotta fail. You gotta fall. That's how you get back up. Now you know what not to do again. Or you can figure out a way of understanding what you did wrong. It's just that you gotta make sure that you're not stopping yourself. Physical side. Hey, everybody's got this problem. Your body tells you what you're eating, if it's good or if it's bad. Look, if you're eating stuff that you ain't got no business eating, and you out there acting a fool and going through whatever you're going through, you brought this on yourself. So let your body start talking to you and listen to it. Because whatever you're doing, you're screwing yourself. Find activities that make you happy. Find activities that you can flex your muscles. Find activities that you can be active in. If you like going to the mall and shopping, walk around the whole mall. In LA, we got this mall called the Lamo Mall. You walk around the whole mall and just window shop. You ain't gotta buy nothing, just window shop. But get out into the world and start walking around, start doing things. If you got bad knees, find an activity. I got bad knees. Find an activity that you can do. I jump on a bike. Ride your bike down at the beach. If you don't have a car that's going to get you out there, jump on the train. Trains have wonderful ways for you to put your bikes on a train and get down to the beach and just ride around on the beach. Yeah, and you can just actually get yourself some good, nice exercise. And you know what? It's good for your body. The number one thing you want to do too is listen to your body. It tells you what's going on. If your heart is beating, if you're having heart problems, you're doing something wrong that you need to start making that muscle a lot stronger. Just take the time out, research it. Your body is your body, and you need to take care of it. Your environment tells a story of who you are. Your home. Somebody walked through your front door and you got trash all over the front, all in the front, and you never clean up, you nasty. Point blank. You need to clean up yourself. If your house is neat, yeah, it's another thing. You might be a neat freak. There's certain things that happens that you have to look at that allow you to tell the story of yourself. But you have to learn how to understand the stories that are being told. Your environment is very important for you. Be comfortable interacting with people. I know it's hard, but this is important because if there wasn't anybody else on this earth, you'd be here by yourself. I know some people say, I'll be fine along with that. Then I'm not talking to you. But for the people who want to be successful and who people are trying to achieve in life, you need others. Because you can't do this work by yourself. You need other people to be there, take their skills, and offset the skills that you don't have to be able to fulfill the mission or accomplish the mission. Surround yourself with people who are improving in life. Again, like we said in the other slide, if you're around negative people, you're going to have negative outcomes. You need to have some balance in life. If you're going to have some negative people, find some positive people too. That way they can balance you out, and then you can have both sides of the story. In your finances, control your debt. Don't let your debt control you. That's what so many of us have today. We're so worried about how much money, how are we going to go to work every day and pay our bills? That should not be your life, because that's all your life is going to be revolved around, is going to work and paying bills. You don't want that. You want to be able to go to work and enjoy the income that you have. You want to manage your debt and not your debt manage you. Don't sow your eggs in one basket. Something I heard a long time ago. What that means is that even though you have a career, a job, that should not be your only source of income. Have multiple sources of income to make sure that you're going to be able to fulfill the needs that you have in life. Plan your life. If you sit down and do a budget, if you sit down and figure out when you're going to go on vacation, if you sit down and figure out when you want to go to Vegas, if you like to gamble, sit down and save some money up and put it to the side just for gambling. I don't like gambling. I hate losing money. I hate giving money away. That's why I had to stop with these payday loans. But plan your life. Figure out what you're going to do and start making efforts to be successful in your life. Don't let your life become unsuccessful. Again, manage your expenses. What you see right here is what we put together, what I put together, and it shows how you can take steps to minimize some of the stress in your life. So that way you can now start looking forward towards a generational wealth. Now you, of course, right now, most of us are in poverty. If you're listening to this video or you listen to this presentation, but there's a way out of it. If you look here in this particular chart I have here, I show three different points that you can use in regards to increasing your income. Now, when you see the little orange ones, you see your living expenses, you see your acquired expenses, you see your income, you see your investments. At the top, you see what happens in year 1, year 2, and year 3. All I'm showing to you is that your living expenses, of course, you want to stabilize them. But your acquired expenses, that's all this BS that you keep on going out here buying. Cars, eating out, credit cards, all those acquired expenses, you want them things to go down. Now, eventually, as you start making more money, as you see in year 3, your acquired expenses are almost level with your living expenses. You know why? Because your acquired expenses no longer becomes the credit cards that you use to pay bills with, or the credit cards you use just to survive with. They actually become your vacationing expenses. They become you spending money on your clothes and you can afford to do it. Because as you see with your acquired expenses and your living expenses and your investments, they're roughly around the same area. But your income is a whole lot higher. You take the time out to start doing things to increase your income and lower your expenses, your debt to income ratio will be a whole lot nicer looking. And then what happens is you become more of a credible person. If you can go into a company, or you want to go into a loan and you start doing these little steps of decreasing your expenses and increasing your income, you become more of a credit worthy person because they understand that you know how to handle money. And then when you actually go to them, once your investments are up, you actually have something that you can say, hey, I have something I can borrow on. My credit score is very high, and I don't really need to sit here this long to fill out all this paperwork because I am credible. Most of all, people, most of all, family, believe in yourself. Don't worry about nobody else believing in you. You have to believe in yourself. You're in an economy. This is in the U.S. Now, you may be, if you're somewhere else in the world, I don't know how your country works, but I guarantee you there is an economy. So there is some type of way where your money is going to be able to be used to work with the flow of your country. Finances are the most important pieces you want to handle. You want to keep your debt at 30% of your income. If you take this practice on your credit cards and bring all of your credit cards down to 30%, you'll begin to start seeing how easier it is to pay your bills and how less stressful it is to have creditors running after you. Create multiple resources that supply revenue. Find it. Investments, jobs, businesses, side hustles. You know, some people, you can actually go to work, do a regular 9 to 5, and sell jewelry on eBay or sell jewelry on Facebook. There's so many different ways that you can sell things from your home. It's not going to cost you that much to invest in. You can actually sell advice. If you're pretty smart about doing things and you want to get, hey, who say you know how to crochet? You might be able to show somebody else how to crochet, make your YouTube video, and it starts generating money. Your career. Find what you enjoy doing and apply that. Everybody's looking for jobs that's going to make them money. Let me tell you right now, when I was in the aerospace industry, I hated it because that's not where I wanted to be. I love the automotive industry. I love working on cars. I love seeing classic cars. I'm a car dude. So that's where my life is at. And I revolve my life around that. Working on cars, fixing up cars, selling cars, taking pictures of cars. I revolve my life around the things that I love to generate my wealth. And I utilize opportunities that complement my passion. Again, photography, going to car shows, taking pictures, placing them photos on Facebook, and just having followers. Having people say, hey, Kev, man, come out and take some pictures of my car, man, and I'll pay you a little money just to put a video together for me. Whatever you want to do, find something that you enjoy and find and use that to make money with. Hey, man, I can express this even more as I start thinking about this. Enjoy this life. You only get one of them. You only get one. Enjoy it. All your acquired expenses that you get now, if you keep on the way you're going and bring your expenses down and bring your income up, you start changing how your acquired expenses are burdens to where they're enjoyment. And you'll be able to budget yourself to where you'll be able to go on these vacations. You'll be able to enjoy life. You'll be able to go over to Lake Tahoe and jump on a boat and just have fun. You need to focus on income and expenses, your debt ratio. You want to be able to keep it low. You do not want to have your debt where it is overwhelming you. investment grows from life insurance to real estate. You have to find good investments. I don't care what nobody says. Life insurance is good. A lot of people will tell you in the finance world, life insurances are horrible. Tell you something. Anything that you can get into, even a savings account, that will make you a percentage on the money that you put into is a good investment. It's all about how much money you're looking to have. If you want a huge return, savings accounts are not good. You just have to go into something a little bit more unstable, like stocks. But if you're looking to invest your money, look at where your money is going to be able to be utilized. If you only have $100, you could possibly buy you an annuity. If you only have $100, you can possibly invest into a life insurance. What you're doing is you're setting up yourself in an estate, and you're starting to set up a way where you can build yourself wealth, financial stability. That's the main thing we're looking for. You are becoming more prepared for the unexpected. Yes, life insurance provides you that. Yes, your investments provide you that. You have to look at what you're going to use your money to do. You want to start having savings accounts? Have your savings accounts. You need to start making your money work for you and not you working for your money. I hope this helps you all. I really do. I hope it gives you the insight and the what ifs you need in life, because I hate to see poverty in this great country that we live in. But it takes you. It's going to take you to enjoy this life that you have. Look at the things that are keeping you down, brushing them things off of your shoulder, standing up and achieving the goals that you have put forward. I hope you all have a great day, evening, life, and I see y'all.